and your mother. Because sometimes fathers don't get the honor they deserve, but we'll save that for next month. Amen.
Amen.
Which is the first commandment with a promise. How many people want a promise from God?
Amen.
Amen. So it's interesting that it says to honor your mother and your father, but then God says, so that it may go well with you. Doesn't talk about it going well with them, but it talks about it going well with you.
Yeah.
So if you want the God kind of life, if you want a happy life, if you want a life without nothing missing, nothing lacking, I challenge you to honor your mothers. Amen.
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 And that, who doesn't want to live long? Amen. So you want to live long on the earth. And it doesn't matter if you say your mother don't deserve it, your mother wasn't the best mother, your mother may have not been able to give you something, but God says honor. When God says honor, that's what he's saying, honor. He doesn't say honor with stipulations.
Amen.
Just like God's love is unconditional, the honor that you need to give to your mother should be unconditional.
Amen.
It's not if they give you something, if they did everything you wanted them to do, but honor is honor. It's the right thing to do. Amen?
Amen.
So the word honor is to regard or treat someone with respect and adoration. To show or give honor to someone. And then everybody knows, you can have a definition for what your mother is. But some synonyms of mother, and I love the very first one, and this is an action word, a verb. My teacher, Michelle, amen. The first word is minister. That's another word for mother.
Amen. Praise God.
Aid, assist, attend, facilitate, encourage, help, motivate, sustain, support, benefit, serve, foster. These are just a couple of words about your mama. Amen. And I, when I was looking for what I was going to wear, just a little side note, my mother loved polka dots. And for some reason, sometimes if your parent likes something, you want to go the other way. So I would never wear polka dots. Just like she loved hats. I wasn't going to wear no hat today, but she loved hats too. She used to always put them on my head in the store because she didn't want to mess her hair up. I said, try this hat on, but it would be for her. But anyway, my mama's in heaven this morning, so she has one of the best seats this morning. So Mama, happy Mother's Day.
Amen. Hallelujah. Glory.
And I have a lovely mother here. Pastor Greg and I met when we were teenagers, and his mother accepted me. He used to say, she treats you better than she treats me. It's like she's my mother. But she just loved me right away. So Mom, I honor you this morning as well. You're not a mother in love, you're my mother.
Amen. Praise God.
Well. Amen. All right, so let's get into the word. All right, so Pastor Greg has been ministering wonderfully on a series about faith.
Yes, Lord. Glory.
Hallelujah.
Glory, glory.
So I'm going to continue this morning talking about faith as it pertains to a mother. And I don't know if I'm not going to quiz y'all like he do. Pastor Greg will quiz you in a minute and have you pull out something. So I'm just going to tell you what the answer is. Amen?
Amen.
So the number one was that you can't rise above the level of your own confession. Amen? So it's what is coming out of your mouth. Amen. So what are you saying as a mother? What are you speaking over your children? So we realize how powerful words can be. What you meditate on, you become. Amen. You cannot rehearse, say over and over what you don't have, because if you do that, you will never have anything. Then the longer you allow, I was thinking about a weed. You see a little weed in your yard and you just ignore it. But the longer you let that weed stay in your yard, the deeper that root is going to get and the taller that weed is going to get. And it's going to be harder to get out of your yard. So I'm believing that by us hearing these words and understanding about our confession, we're going to get the weeds up. Amen?
Amen.
We're not going to let any weeds be in our garden. Amen. So you need to recognize that you can change your confession. What you have spoken, believed, or even accepted in the past. Because sometimes people will try to put things on you to say you can only go this far because this is where you're from. Or because you didn't have a mother, you don't know how to be a mother. So we don't believe any of that, amen?
Amen.
So if you confess over your children as a mother, and if it doesn't line up with the word of God, know that it is never too late. Say it's never too late.
It's never too
Never
late.
too late.
In Job, the 22nd chapter, verses 21 through 23, it says, submit to God and be at peace with him. In this way, your prosperity will come to you. Accept instruction from his mouth and lay up his words in your heart. If you return to the Almighty, you will be restored. So we're not just saying words, but we're saying what God is saying. We're coming into agreement with what God is saying as being a mother. You know, sometimes we look at the world or you know, especially in today's time, you know, your mother, you got kids, you got a husband, you're working. I can't think of all the hands that Michelle has right now. She's going to school, all this stuff. So it can be a lot. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. But know that whatever situation or position you are currently in your life, with God, you have the victory. Amen?
Amen.
So God is always there for us. Amen?
Amen.
So let's look at Acts, the 14th chapter in the 17th verse. God is so, so good. And y'all, you know, I can cry at any time, so y'all just gonna have to go with me. Amen?
Amen.
Acts 14:7. See, even my children, Tiffany, you know, Audrey kept trying to give her the mic. Even my children, you know, every daughter, I think in this house now, that they have that anointing of their mother. They can cry at any time.
Exactly. Praise
Even the
God.
sons, right, Jonathan? Acts 14:17. Real men do cry. Amen. Hallelujah. And it says, and yet he left not himself without witness, and that he did good, and gave you from heaven rains and fruitful seasons, fulfilling your hearts with food and gladness. So it's important what you have in your heart. Amen. You know, sometimes people, you know, think that what they're saying is coming from their mind. But what you put in your heart is even deeper than in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, God said what is in your heart is going to pour out. So I encourage you, when you're speaking to your children, you got to put in that they are. You got to put in what you're believing for. You can't just look at them and say, why aren't you acting right? But what are you depositing in them? So as a parent, I encourage you, always speak positive over your children. You know, always encourage them. You should be their biggest cheerleader.
Amen.
You know, no matter what the world says, you should be the loudest voice that your children should hear. Not what a teacher has to say, not what their friends have to say, but as a